All right, it is 6:30, so we'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. We do a roll call, please.
Christian, Jeske,
Here.
Bowles,
Here.
Oster, Souter, Whittington,
Here.
Halliday.
Here.
Well, thank you. If you would, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody. The mission statement of this board is providing an exceptional learning community which inspires the whole child through excellent instruction, every student, every classroom, every day. Looking for a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support it. Motion by Whittington, supported by Jeske. All those in favor of the raise your hand, aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. Looking for a motion and a support to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll make that motion.
Support.
Alright, motion by Halliday and supported by Bowles. All those in favor of the raise your hand, aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. Looking for a motion and a support to appoint Superintendent Williams as discipline hearing officer.
I'll make that motion. Support.
Motion by Whittington, supported by Bowles. Can we do a roll call vote, please?
Christian, Souter, Whittington,
Yes.
Jeske.
Yes.
Bowles.
Yes.
Halliday.
Yes.
Oster.
Thank you. Motion carries 4-0. Looking for a motion and a support to move into closed session for the purpose of student discipline for student number 2024-25-03 and student number 2024-25-04 under the Open Meetings Act, Section 8B.
I'll make a motion.
Support.
All right, motion by Halliday, supported by Bowles. Can we do a roll call vote, please?
Oster, Bowles.
Yes.
Jeske.
Yes.
Christian, Souter, Whittington,
Yes.
Halliday.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries 4-0. We will be back. Back in open session at 7:42.
What's that? What time?
7:42.
Excuse me.
Looking for a motion and a support to approve the closed session minutes as reviewed in closed session.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support it. Motion by Bowles, supported by Jeske. Can we do a roll call vote, please?
Christian, Jeske.
Yes.
Bowles,
Yes.
Oster, Souter, Whittington.
Yes.
Halliday.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Any public comments tonight? I don't see any, so moving on to action items. Action item A is action outcome determination after student discipline hearing for student number 2024-25-03. I make a motion that student number 2024-25-03 be expelled out of school for 180 school days. The board further directs the administration to provide the student with access to his education and access to regular counseling. Reinstatement in the future is contingent on student completing regular counseling and a psychological evaluation through Bridges of Northern Michigan. So that's a motion by Jeske. Do I have support?
Support.
Supported by Whittington. Can we do a roll call vote, please?
Oster, Bowles.
Yes.
Jeske.
Yes.
Christian, Souter, Whittington.
Yes.
Halliday.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 4-0, thank you. Action item B, action outcome determination after student discipline hearing for student 2024-25-04. I will make a motion that student 2024-25-04 be expelled out of school for the remainder of the 2024-2025 school year. The board further directs the administration to provide the student with access to his education and access to regular counseling. Reinstatement in the fall of 2025 is contingent on the student completing regular counseling and a psychological evaluation through Bridges of Northern Michigan. It's a motion by Jeske. Do I have support?
Support.
Supported by Bowles. Do a roll call vote, please.
Oster, Bowles.
Yes.
Jeske.
Yes.
Christian, Souter, Whittington.
Yes.
Halliday.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries 4-0. Action item C, looking for a motion and a support to approve quality environmental services contract balance of $23,700 paid out of the Capital Projects Fund.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support it. Ben, you want to speak on this one?
Yeah, this is a kind of a closing the book on one of the last pieces of the ESSER. This is really the retention piece, that last 10% that gets paid when all the final reports are done. This is for part of that air monitoring for all the asbestos mitigation work that we did. And so we had shifted some funds around to make sure that all of the ESSER funds were expensed by the deadline, knowing that we'd have something still coming down the pipe here later. And we've received that, and this closes that out.
Okay, any more discussion from the board? All right, can we do roll call vote, please?
Halliday.
Yes.
Whittington.
Yes.
Souter. Christian. Jeske.
Yes.
Bowles.
Yes.
Oster.
Thank you, motion carries 4-0. Looking for a motion and a support to approve the Amazon quote for iPads for Collins in the amount of $21,367.44 out of Title I funds. I'll make the motion.
Support.
Motion by Jeske, supported by Bowles. Any discussion on this one? Hearing none, can we do roll call vote, please?
Bowles.
Yes.
Jeske.
Yes.
Christian. Souter. Whittington.
Yes.
Halliday.
Yes.
Oster.
Thank you, motion carries 4-0. Action item E, motion to accept Bella Concrete Construction donation for pole vault concrete pad replacement and long jump pit replacement per board policy 7230.
I'll make the motion. Support.
Motion by Whittington, supported by Bowles. Ben, you want to speak on this one?
This is the one that the board postponed a week ago. Went over the weekend prior to that Monday meeting. We had a contractor, it turns out to be Bella, approach the district with an offer to do the entire project that other vendors had provided quotes on. Because the amount's over $10,000, I am unable to accept the donation. So under the policy, the board has to accept that donation formally. So I needed to bring that to the board. Of course, receiving the information on a Sunday prior to a Monday board meeting, there's no time. There's no time, to meet with the vendor. So throughout the last week, I did have time to talk with the vendor and make sure that the specs matched the original project quotes, and they do. And so the donation is to do the whole project at no cost.
Anything with the board?
Do you think that this is gonna force us to put all of our stuff out there publicly prior, more often? With this coming in late, after we already had bids that was set to be
I don't
put
know.
out?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't
Because
know.
as a contractor, and I'm sure Ashley will feel the same way, we only contacted a few. Do we need to now put everything out publicly?
We certainly could. We don't have to if it's under 30,000.
Right.
And this is one of those smaller projects we want to move quickly on, especially as track season's looming. But as we know with the weather, that could get impacted. So the window of work
Right.
pretty narrow. We certainly could, but I think that would slow down some of the work that we do. I think the state bid threshold is there for a reason to allow you to move a little more quickly under that dollar amount. I think the reason this one's a little bit unique is you have quotes and then you have an offer to do it at no charge.
Right.
And I don't imagine that is gonna happen very often. It's pretty rare.
But if we didn't have this special board meeting coming up right away, we'd be 2-3 more weeks waiting to approve it.
Correct?
That's what
Correct.
you know what I mean? That's my worry. Now you're gonna push yourself farther down and.
Although, the nice thing about, and the board has always been very responsive, if we do have something that's super time sensitive, we've called specialists. before.
Right.
And again, the board's always been very agreeable, very workable, so.
And so the other vendors were contacted and
Yep.
given the opportunity to
Yep.
know that Bella had done that
Well, I didn't tell them who.
Who, okay, but they
But-
had the opportunity to
correct.
know that a donation was coming in.
I contacted all three
Yeah.
of them, shared that we had a different vendor offer to do the whole project at no cost.
Okay,
And please call me if you had any clarifying questions or anything. I told them I can't accept this, this has to go to the board,
right.
so.
Because I hear what you're saying, Chauncey, and I think I did have a concern when I was first on board, when we put out a snow plowing bid, I believe, and we had a contractor come in and actually change the specs and say, I can do it for less. But it wasn't particularly fair to the first contractor, who did not have the opportunity to see that bid or, you know, that. So I just always want to be cognizant of that we stick to our specs.
Correct.
Which you're saying that we do, and all thank you to Bella Construction also.
Same, I mean,
on
same
saying-
specs, yeah,
yeah.
that was critical
Yeah.
to make sure we didn't rush
Right,
and make sure are we consistent on concrete depth, is it the same dimensions, is it all the
Right.
same?
right,
Because the initial offer was, you know, kind of word of mouth, and I needed more, before I was gonna put something before the board, I needed that reassurance.
Right, right.
And I needed it in writing,
right, okay.
so.
Have we looked at, obviously with the snowfall that we've had, I mean, are we gonna be pushing ourselves on timeframes and?
We will, yeah, and who knows, I mean,
Well,
I think we've got a month of snow coming, I mean,
Right.
with this weather. So, yeah, if this doesn't get done till August, then that's the way the cookie
Okay.
crumbles,
And they're okay with that?
yeah.
You know, obviously, you know, once track season starts, soccer season starts, it's gonna be,
We're stuck, yeah,
it's
yeah,
gonna be
so,
tough to
yeah.
get out there.
I think it's probably, it's, you know, it's threading the needle. If we get a melt off and they can actually see where they're working. And I know you mentioned frost laws, I mean, everything
Well,
has to
yeah,
line
yeah.
up.
And then the frost in the ground, you're really wanna watch before we start any kind of project without destroying that track, I mean.
I think May,
Right, I
May,
mean-
first week in May is the track meet, the first home track meet. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. Yeah, it'd be nice, it'd be nice, but,
Okay, yep, no, I just,
Yeah.
you know, just
yeah.
wanna make sure we're not,
I made sure that they all, you know, we talked about the fact that they would need to lay protective material over the track and something like a lightweight skid steer only, not a heavy
Yeah.
equipment, and
Yeah.
they're aware of that, yep, yep.
yeah, it's when you go back and forth, that's when you're gonna have problems,
Yep,
so. Yeah, nope, I don't have any other questions, I just, you know, wanna,
Okay. All right, if nothing else, let's do roll call vote.
Christian, Jeske,
Yes.
Bowles,
Yes.
Oster, Souter, Whittington,
Yes.
Halliday,
yes,
Good. Motion carries 4-0. And with that, nothing else tonight. We are adjourned at 7:53. Thanks, everybody.
good work, everybody.